Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for championship action. It is that time. The boys Southwest Nike Cross Regional is about to get underway. A look at our field here at some of the fastest teams in the country. We see one athlete pointing out to me right there in a blue kit, Johannes Van Meerten from Flagstaff, Arizona. He is one of the top athletes in the country. He dominated at Mount Sac. He dominated the Arizona State meet and a top 3 runner in the country. One of the top competitors here today. Another great team, Real Training Colorado. But back on Johannes Van Meerten, he is a sort of a home state hero right now, competing in Arizona, one of our top athletes.
But he's going to have his hands full with Oliver Horton. He comes out of Colorado, undefeated this season. He was 8th this spring in the 3K in 8:13, but he won the Colorado State meet in 14:48.
And that's a great place to start. These two already have battled here this year at the Toka Sticks Golf Club. Oliver Horton led all race long, and Johannes Van Meerten was just holding right behind him. In his post-race interview, Van Meerten said he just let Oliver Horton control the race. He just kind of followed him, and it led for Oliver Horton to take the win and a course record earlier this year. Side note is that record was broken earlier today in our community race, but on the high school side, Oliver Horton still holds that record. Not only do we have some of the best individuals in the country, but also some of the top teams in the country. Number 1, Real Training Colorado, our defending national champions, looking to do that again this year in 2025, and it all starts here at regionals. Number 1 team in the country. Next to them is number 5 team in the country, Harriman. Absolutely great all-round team. They are led by Jackson Spencer, possibly the number 1 runner in the country. Also in it, number 8, American Fork, a well-rounded, well-oiled machine at American Fork. Number 21, Riverton XE from Utah. And number 28, Colorado Cougars. That is your top teams. Colorado, we just mentioned Oliver Horton. He leads them. So we have some top individuals here. Look at this. Jackson Spencer, Johannes Van Meerten, and Oliver Horton, top 3 runners in the country, all competing here for a spot at NXN. And, we mentioned top 5 individuals qualify for NXN. You can almost guarantee that these 3 are certainly going to be in it.
Yeah, I think this one might go down deep, right? You have such great talent in terms of the teams up high. So those top 5 places that aren't associated with a team could trickle all the way back to top 10, top 15 maybe.
And well, great part about this rivalry is all 3 coming from different states, both 3 elite states around the country. Jackson Spencer is a Utah kid, dominated at his Utah State meet. Also, Oliver Horton, Colorado kid, coming down from elevation. He has been at this course before. Like I mentioned, Desert Twilight broke the course record. And lastly, the home state hero, Johannes Van Meerten, Arizona. Arizona doesn't have many regional champions coming out of this region, given the competition of Colorado and Utah. But Johannes Van Meerten looking to change that here in this race, set to begin here shortly. Let's see if we could see another look at Real Training Colorado, otherwise known as NIWAT, one of the best teams of all time. Looking to make back-to-back champions, and I believe they're going to be in that black kit. They were just on the side of our screen. Black kit, blue lettering. That is the team to watch out for. A great group running strategy there. They have Hunter Roby, Rocker Culpepper, Gabriel Marshall, Ryder Keaton, Quinn Sullivan, Jane Ritzenheim. A freshman is Jude Ritzenheim. So they're very deep. They run together, and this is the team that has been to this place before. They've been to the top of the sectional and looking to do it again here today to qualify for nationals.
Yeah, really deep team. I mean, when you have a ninth grader be 6 at state meet running 15:19, that's a big statement. I mean, Ritzenheim, his dad was a legacy athlete here in the sport, and looking to kind of continue that on both sides.
Absolutely. Also, Nevada has some top athletes in this one. They've never qualified a boys or girls team at NXN. Never know. Could possibly change it.
We might have one individual that has a pretty good shot. Carter Parter coming in from Las Vegas Extreme. He's run really well this season. He won the state meet in 15:42, but he was 47th here last year, and I know that sounds pretty far deep, but it's such a competitive field, and he's had such a great season. He was 5th at sweepstakes, running 14:50 for a PR. Though we're looking for something super fast, I think there's an idea that you kind of get pushed in. You get this opportunity to run on a flat, fast course. You see some super shoes out there, see some spikes, but there could be an opportunity for Nevada to get somebody in.
Yeah, you never know when you compete against the best of the best. I mean, this is like a mini national meet right now. That opportunity to compete against state lines, you never know what you're going to get. Right now on the right side of your screen in that blue kit, that was Johannes van Meerten. Looking to get underway, possibly our future champion. Only moments away here from NXR Southwest on Super Saturday here on runnerspace.com. We are moments away from the start. And they are underway here, just 10 seconds in, trying to get around the trees here. We talked about this start earlier, Ben. There's some booby traps, if you will, here early.
Yeah, a little fun in the beginning, dodging the tree, kind of navigating that sidewalk. Remember, folks, fastest line is the fastest line. Just to kind of think about the course here, last year, Caden Evans won in 14:24. Will we see a historic run today? We've talked about that notorious sub-14. Will we see it? That means we're out hot. We continue pushing. That means nobody looks around. I'm going to say we're about a minute in. I'm going to say nobody goes sub-14 today. We're all looking at each other a little bit, and I don't see one guy yet establishing that pace. I thought Johannes might go out there, Oliver, but I think sometimes you get these big names, you get these big rivalries, and people would rather win than run fast.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And one thing we're seeing there early, kind of like what you mentioned, is athletes looking side by side, looking at their competitors, and that's kind of a tale that you're saying, all right, can somebody else take this lead? Can somebody else push the pace? I want to settle in to my pace here, which might not lead to the fastest times, but possibly a good photo finish on deck.
And when you start thinking about these good club names, right? Real Training, Harmon, American Fork, Riverton, Condor Cougars, coaches want to advance their athletes. They want to be able to get their teams to that December matchup at the national championship. And here is a stepping stone. Though you want to come out at NXR as the champion with a full head of steam, the real national championships is still 2 weeks out.
Absolutely. Seeing right here in the middle of your screen, Real Training Colorado. You can see them grouped out front in the yellow and white kit. Johannes van Meerten taking an early lead here as well. Right side of your screen in the all blue. And man, do we have a bunched up group here in 225 into this one. And I'm looking for Oliver Horton for Coronado right now. Trying to spot him out. He looks like he's still a little bit into the mix here. And a great look at the vast golf course here we have. And it's going to lead to some wide openings here.
But what you don't see is the field spread out. We talked about that in a lot of the other races where things started single file. It was 1-2 athletes maybe bunched up. Right now we have 10, maybe 15 guys shoulder to shoulder.
That's Quinn Sullivan for Real Training Colorado in the yellow out front. Talked about them as the team to beat. Certainly. Quinn Sullivan, a junior, one of their top runners all year long. And as you could see on our course tracker coming around this bend on the far side of the course, and now making their way up this slight hill here. Trying to dodge some cones and hug this fence here. And look at the terrain. It's gotten pretty chopped up throughout the earlier races. There's going to be some good mud. Watch out for some slippage here as they make their way down this slight hill. We have one athlete out front, Johannes van Meerten, not far behind in second. Looks like this is Elijah England out front.
Athlete from New Mexico. He comes off a state championship in the 3A running 15:34. Sometimes when you're feeling it, you got to go. You got to live by those instincts, right? And sometimes some of these athletes don't get those opportunities to travel, to go to some of those bigger meets like we were talking about at Mount Sac. This is a chance for Elijah to come out here, put his name up front, get talked about, get that chance to see what he can do. He's a junior this year. He ran 15:04 at the Desert Twilight Sweepstakes races. He comes in with a full head of steam here.
Yeah, and he just come across that mile marker. So, I mean, he's running with the best of them all the way through a mile. He's in a good position. And let's take a look at what we have, ladies and gentlemen. We have 4:42 through a mile. It is blazing fast. Dylan Blair is in second. Benjamin Adams for Vista Nation in third. Jackson Spencer, our number one athlete in the country, in fourth. Johannes van Meerten right there in the mix, looking to take the lead. And you can see him trying to push some of his competitors along with him. Peter Meacham, Benjamin Benelli, Lucas Espinoza, Abdesir Hassan, and Quinn Sullivan. That's your top 10, all within a second of each other.
And New Mexico really representing up here for you see a little bit of fun. Those guys kind of chatting with each other, a little fist bump mid-race here, knowing that, hey, we're still running within ourselves. They're probably hearing some other athletes breathe a little bit heavy, but sometimes finding that friendship, finding those friends along the course kind of calms down things. But it also gives them the idea of, like, maybe there's a false security and comfort here. They haven't necessarily raced against all these guys in one spot where we're seeing it now. But Lucas Espinoza, who's kind of in that top 10, comes in as a state champ from New Mexico as well. He's run 4:20 for 1,600. He ran 15:13 at the state meet.
Also, Oliver Horton pops into view here. You know, it was only a matter of time. In that orange over black, 795, the number for Oliver Horton, the current course record holder on the high school division, looking to defend his turf here, defend his record even from maybe the best challenger in Johannes van Meerten. Experience on this course was second to him at Desert Twilight. And look at the string of runners here. You could tell the elites of the elites have really picked it up now, and they are pushing the pace and leading this one.
And that's John McDonald in the Summit kit right there to the right.
Also watch out for Benjamin Adams, Colorado 5A state champion. He might not have the top rankings we've seen on the DieStat rankings or all around the country, sort of that name factor, but Benjamin Adams, he's coming down from elevation. This is a kid that has been at the top of races all season long and is now coming to Arizona to compete against the best. Watch out for him. He came across that mile marker in third and is competing with the best of them right now. Jackson Spencer, watch out for him. He's going to be in that Harriman all-white kit. A very tall kid right there, right behind Johannes van Meerten. He's looking around. He looks comfortable. This is another undefeated kid on the year. He is just an unbelievable runner. Super consistent, super composed, and it looks like he has that just composure already in this one. He hasn't taken the lead. He just is sitting perfectly right behind in that all-white kit. Watch out for Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer's run fast. He ran 14:29 for 3 miles to win the state championship in Utah. He comes in having won sweepstakes. He was 8th at the Hoka Festival of Miles in 3:46 or 1,500. My apologies. And he's run 1:52 for 800. He comes in having done a ton. He's going to BYU next year. This is kind of his opportunity to put put everything out there and see what happens.
Yeah, he has had a historic cross-country season as well, winning Woodbridge, winning the Clovis Invitational. This kid is just a winner, really. And he is in comfortable position on the left side of this course right now. But they're going to make their way a right-hand turn downhill. Let's see who attacks this hill the best. And Johannes Van Meerten really attacking. Just as I say that, he takes the lead by a few steps, and he looks back at Oliver Horton and says, I'm going to try to control this race.
The only thing I don't like about Johannes right now is he's been up front. He's been doing a lot of work. He's kind of been rallying all the top guys to come up and kind of chase him. And I just question whether it's going to hold, right? You want to come in, you want to win. He needs to qualify individually. I don't think that's going to be necessarily a problem, but you want to win. He had that opportunity earlier this season to go shoulder to shoulder, and he came up second.
Yeah, I agree. And it's kind of the inverse of what we're seeing from earlier this season. Before, he was very patient, maybe a little bit too patient to his own, agreement. And right now, we saw him even using his arm to push up his teammates, saying, come on with me. Certainly doing a lot of work here. They just crossed the 2-mile marker again.
And look at these splits. 4:43 first mile, second mile 4:48. We're running fast here, folks.
We absolutely are. This is flying, and that's part of the beauty we see here at this course is we see the fastest individuals run the fastest times in the NXR series. It is truly the best of the best. Watch out for Real Training Colorado here. You see this packed up running from Quinn Sullivan and Hunter Robbie. They're just hanging on the heels of each other. They've been trading positions. Right now it's Hunter Robbie out front, but just moments ago Quinn Sullivan. So you really just watch out for those two trading positions.
And Hunter Robbie won the Colorado State meet in 15:06. He comes in with a full head of steam. He was 21st last year at NXN. He knows what he's doing.
Abdi Nasir Hassan moves out in front. This is a kid that really wasn't on the top of many people's watch-out list, but certainly an experienced runner, had a very busy cross-country season himself. Now way out in front, he's really pushing. Look at this. About 5 feet ahead of the rest of the field, and Jackson Spencer now moves up into second. It looks like Johannes Van Meerten is really feeling it now. His pace is just really changing a lot. He'll go on a big surge, and then he falls back, and then goes on another big surge. But Jackson Spencer right now, he's a guy that I'm looking at. He just looks like a freight train, just consistent pace, not a change in his stride at all.
No, he's moving really well, and he's everybody else is now a little bit more panicked. They're on their heels a little bit. You see everybody kind of sliding in, kind of slotting in. The question is, we still have roughly about 5 minutes of racing left here. What will happen? How will this unfold? Is this the big finish? We've seen this before.
And you mentioned Jackson Spencer's 800 time. This is a kid that's got a kick better than maybe anybody else in the country. And so if he's already in second within range, he's going to be a tough guy to blow past in that final stretch. But right now, Hassan is trying to do so by trying to take this race by storm. He took about a 5-meter lead on the rest of the field there momentarily, but it looks like they're catching up to him here as, like you mentioned, people are settling into position here as Hassan gets caught by Harriman.
That's the one thing I like that Jackson Spencer did really well there, was he judged that move really well. Showed a lot of maturity by not just exploding and covering that distance. You want to time everything, and you want to be patient and kind of spread that butter thin on your morning toast.
Look at this from Hunter Robbie from Real Training Colorado, trying to push himself and his team up to the front of the leaderboards, and he's doing that well. He was running alongside his teammate Quinn Sullivan all race long, but now he is shot up to the front and running right on the heels of Jackson Spencer. And I got to say, that's a good person to run on the heels of. Consistent pace, and you could see him just using Spencer as a guide to push him through this final mile.
Yeah, and you can see the crowd's kind of gathering. We got one or two wide here, kind of bringing people in. We kind of have one or two little whoop-de-doos to do here. But the thing that I see, and we keep peeking, is Johannes is kind of falling back. He hasn't made up that gap. And I think right now, this is the race. This is the last move. If you're not in position as we come around this last big turn, is will you be there at the end? This is a big gap, and these are the best guys in the country.
Also, to qualify for NXN, you got to be a top 5 individual that's not on a qualifying team. So a lot of these top 5 right now are on qualifying teams. We're seeing Harriman. They're going to qualify in all likelihood. Coronado could qualify as well. So as we see these top teams, Real Training Colorado, watch out into the 10th, 15th places for individuals that could also possibly qualify.
And right now we have, Real Training Colorado has 2 guys in this top 10 right now, but it's fairly spread out as we see him go to the arms.
And this is the true kick from Jackson Spencer. And look at that, turning on the jets. Looking back, he knows nobody's going to get him. It's going to be just over 14 minutes as our finish line cam comes into view. Jackson Spencer, one more look back, but he's got it. Just over 14:20, now just over 14:30, and Jackson Spencer will be your NXR Southwest champion. Real Training Colorado in for second, Johannes Van Meerten in for third, and here comes the rest of the field. What a finish from Jackson Spencer.
Yeah, that was all Jackson Spencer. That last kilometer he owned. He timed it really well.
I'm really impressed from Hunter Robbie for a second place finish. We have had some really unbelievable individuals in this race. So to claim a top 2 finish and also to do that for Real Training Colorado, this is a team, this is a group that is really known for their group running, their deep top 7, but to now go out and get an individual like Hunter Robbie in the top 3, I mean, this is going to be a team that seemingly is nearly impossible to beat. Taking a look at our team standings, Real Training Colorado, the first team to clock 5 runners through, and in all likelihood, they look like they're going to dominate the team side. I mean, what a race for them. They are the defending champions and a team that is going to be extremely hard to beat in early December at the national championship. So taking a look at that team, this again is the team that really wasn't known for some top individuals nationally, but that's going to change all here today with Hunter Robbie clocking in a top 2 finish. Let's look at the rest of the team. It's Hunter Robbie in second, Quinn Sullivan in fourth, Ryder Keaton 15th, Rocco Culpepper 31st, Jude Ritzenheim, the freshman, 48th, and Garrett Sherrod in 95th, and Gabriel Marshall in 54th. So this is a team that clocked up all under 100th places, and their top 5 is number 2, number 4, number 15, number 31, and number 53. That is just unbelievable from Real Training Colorado. And the rest of the team standings filtering in now. Utah, and it looks like it's going to be Harriman in. The next club team will be Harriman, it looks like, from our standings, and then Coronado looking to compete for a 3rd place finish here unofficially.
Yeah, some really good team running there. Great team running up front.
And Ben Lee, an unattached individual from Colorado. This kid moved up 7 places in that final mile. 14:37 clock to top 7 finish. And we mentioned a lot of these top athletes are going to come from teams that qualify. Harriman, in all likelihood, qualifies for NXN, at least through an at-large bid, if not right here in 2nd place. So that knocks Jackson Spencer out of the individual battle, if you will, for that top 5. So same with Hunter Roby. Johannes Van Meerten will take the first individual spot. So we're going to have to look down into maybe top 10, top 15 to calculate all those individuals who qualify. Now that was just racing at its finest, right? I mean, that first mile, it looks like they were all comfortable. And then, we saw Van Meerten try to really push the pace. You know, he didn't want to make this a sprint off, and for good reason. I think for a lot of reason to hold off Jackson Spencer, you know.
Yeah, that was a really great race. All the way run. Again, I think we had a little bit of rumblings of folks trying to run super fast this morning, of possibly sub 14 minutes on a cross-country course, which is unheard of. You could kind of tell right away that environment of nobody really wanting to take the lead, of people being a little skittish. I think we might see a different change of flavor when we get to the girls' race here in a little bit, where I think it'll get out hard. I think they're going to be strung out right away. I love making wild predictions that don't come right. Just kind of touching on this boys' race a little bit, though, I think Johannes, he played around a lot up front, and I think that's a lot of confidence. It comes with basically a great season behind him. But is there room where he might have been a little bit higher?